A historic evolution is upon us. A Money in the Bank briefcase is now going to be on the line at SummerSlam. Who will be Brock Lesnar's opponent? And what is an album versus an EP? Oh, we're about to get into it.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Tell me how you feel about it.
Okay. Get into it, TK. Go ahead.
Shoes on my feet.
I got it. I got it.
I'm rocking.
It's all depend on me. It's all it. I got it.
House I live in.
I got it.
Car I'm driving.
All right. Chorus time.
Oh
my goodness.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? The only problem with this song is that they show clips of Charlie's Angels, which was a garbage movie. But otherwise, the song was fantastic.
That movie is doo-doo.
Welcome, everyone, to the Raw After Show on AfterBuzz TV. What a show it was. So much history to talk about. So what we're going to do is, just like we have been, we're going to hit all the most important talking points, not necessarily step by step, because the show's over 3 hours. We're going to hit the most important things and hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. We got a full squad in the studio tonight. Jonny LaQuasto here with you at JQuasto on all social media. The lovely lady right there wearing the NWO shirt and a amazing hairstyle. See her every single day on TMZ. It's different color, and actually she could hurt some people with that hair. Follow her at TK Trinidad. She's TK Trinidad.
What's up?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I was waiting for more, but okay. Moving on. He is America's sweetheart. Follow him at Evan T. Mack. He's Evan T. Mack.
What's going on? TK got that. She got that Naomi hair working real quick. You know
I was about to say
real
she
fly.
can do the Bianca Belair.
Oh yeah, she can rock that as fly though. You know, when the sister get the hair done, you know what I mean? She come in with it. She had a gip in her step. You know what I mean?
She was ready.
Yeah, sister get her hair done. It's just the whole mood different.
She
The
walked in
demeanor
with the
different.
hair and the t-shirt. You just heard,
It's weird. I'm like, what in the hell going on?
She walked in
Birthday groove too.
Birth season.
Yeah.
We're full of that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's actually America's chocolate sweetheart.
Yeah,
Don't forget the chocolate.
didn't I tell you legal purposes, man?
Okay, my bad.
Don't forget the chocolate.
legal ramifications.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
How you feeling? How you living, man? Fresh off the con, man. You feeling good?
It was a hectic weekend, but it was good. I got to do a panel, which was really fun.
Nice.
And good experience there. And, hit up a party and then just did a bunch of interviews for compadres, which will be coming up soon. So
I seen that with Becky, right?
yeah, she was. We had a great conversation with her.
Fire, man.
So yeah, it was good. I'm exhausted, but hey, we forge ahead, and we're forging right into the first ever all women's WWE. Now, I'm not gonna say first one ever because there are other companies who have done pay-per-views for women.
Right.
Which shout out to them.
Rise.
But
I'm gonna say Shimmer.
Yes.
Boom.
Shimmer, rise.
But the first ever WWE all women's pay-per-view in history is going down Sunday, October 28th at Nassau Coliseum, which I looked it up. Can at capacity fill 14,500.
Okay.
right.
Which it will sell out.
How many hours do you think that'll be?
Oh boy, I gotta say it's not gonna be
2 or 3.
I'm gonna go 2.5.
I'm gonna go 2.
2, huh?
Really? Okay. I mean, you got to remember they already talked about it could be up to 50 superstars involved.
Yeah, they said they kept saying 50.
So it's obviously, I think they might debut like a tag team match. So I think that's going to be a thing. That's when they're going to, because Becky's, I'm sure, I don't know if you guys talked about it, but Becky's been advocating for that for a while. So I'm sure they're going to advocate a tag team match. There might be almost like a rumble of some sort where it's a bunch of women in there, and then probably some key championship matches, and then some, NXT matches, and then some debuts of some new superstars that are going to be added to the roster. So I think a combination of that, but I don't foresee it being more than 2 hours.
Okay. Well, we were discussing the fact that maybe this will lead into an hour-long weekly television show, but then if you do that, what kind of slope is it on? Does it involve Raw and SmackDown? Because then you're no longer on separate brands. Then or is it just going to be NXT? And I don't know. How can we do that? How can we make it a weekly hour show?
I don't know that I want a weekly hour show. I feel like
205 Live, no? Like how they do the SmackDown. And
see, here's the thing. I think we're definitely kind of getting the capacity for the women. But I think first we need to correct the storylines for the women on Raw and SmackDown first. like actually have some decent storylines before we dive into an hour show where the storylines might be like horrendous. Like it has the potential of going to something where it's just beyond like, you know, somebody died, like it's almost like a soap opera that we have now, but it's going to be like even more ridiculous. And I don't want it to go so ridiculous where people are going to be like, is this, what is this?
But in order to get good storylines, you have to go over the line at sometimes. You know, like I think that it needs characters.
Well, yeah, you do need characters, but that's the thing. You need to develop, instead of like the whole, I don't know if we're going to get into it, the whole Sasha and Bailey thing, like.
Oh, we're going to get into that because I'm thoroughly confused.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
So
I thought she was gonna like Bailey to belly her. Didn't you think she was gonna do that?
I thought Sasha was going to attack. And then at one point I thought they were going to kiss. I was all over the map.
it's very confusing. So I don't know who's writing that. I don't know, maybe the person who maybe they might end up in a pillow fight. Like, it's just one of those things where it's just like, what's going on? So I feel like they need to improve the writing for whoever's doing the writing for the women.
I see the look on your face. You can't tell me that at one point when they were about to embrace, they didn't look like they were just going to shock the world after that big
Hey,
pay-per-view
we're lesbians.
announcement. Yeah.
Y'all are
Stranger
savages.
things have been done on WWE
Yeah,
television.
brother, let me tell you something.
Do you recall HLA? That was strange.
There was some stuff. Listen, I didn't think that. Now I'm thinking now the way she like to give that warm gaze, the crowd's kind of like, man, what's going on there?
No one knows what's going on.
Everybody's confused.
I mean, Bailey literally ripped her to shreds a couple of weeks ago.
I thought, come on, that was the Bailey to belly moment right there.
And then last week, Sasha
She
got
said, I
emotional.
love you so much, I can't stand it. Like, what is that?
Yeah, that was.
And then tonight, they came out matching jackets.
It's very confusing. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I think we need to correct this problem first. Or with the hour show, they might actually bring in, and I'm saying there are good male writers too, just not the ones that they currently have. But at the hour show, they might actually bring men or women who can actually write for women. Mm-hmm. Because the storylines that they have now is just...
Agreed. You need to have... I don't know how many women are on the writing staff, but I completely agree,
I
especially
highly
if they're
doubt
going to do a
there's
show.
any.
Yeah, TK, I don't think there's any at all.
I don't think.
And the way the way they portray women, it'd be hard to believe they have women on, like, right? Because there's like,
I mean, Stephanie is, I think, maybe involved in creative at times.
Well,
from a broader perspective.
from a broader perspective. So we actually did an interview with Gail Kim for Women's Pro Wrestling Weekly, and she had noted that Stephanie had many opportunities in the past to actually, bring out like the stuff as far as female Royal Rumbles and all this other stuff, and she never did. So she's just following the trend now. So I think what Stephanie is, she's just kind of, somebody's watching the trends for her, and then she's assessing the situation and seeing, because they don't want to make any mistakes where they're losing, they're taking steps back. Because no matter what, hands down, everybody knows WWE is the top of the game.
Sure. Regardless.
So it's just kind of like one of those things where I don't think Stephanie's overseeing, as long as the ratings are there and money's coming in, and they have like the top superstars, then it's all gravy for her.
What do you think this is about? Do you think this pay-per-view is just to gauge how invested people are, to see if they can move forward with different things? Or do you feel like this is just a historic moment, take it as it is, move on to something else?
Well, let me return your question with a question. Ooh. Where will this pay-per-view, what would be the next step, though? Would it be a consistent, maybe every 6-month thing? Now, Evolution's a very, very grandiose name.
You better believe it.
So do you think Evolution would be a one-time-a-year pay-per-view, almost like a women's WrestleMania, if you will?
Or Mae Young? Because that'd be Mae Young's once a year, technically. It's going on its second year.
Yeah, although Mae Young is more for women who haven't necessarily had the opportunity yet. They're from all over the world. They're not contracted.
Yeah.
Women's tag team titles. That's the most common thing in chat roll right now. They're saying they're going to announce that perhaps. Now, I believe if you're going to have women's tag team titles, they can't be brand separate. I think it has to be one thing.
One thing. NXT, like, people can come up, like, just don't, let's not get crazy now.
Yeah.
Just go ahead.
Yeah, that's sorry. That's what Becky was saying on Maria Menounos' show. She was on there last week or the week before Becky Lynch.
Sorry, we talked to her about it too, but the interview's not up until this week. So.
Keep that on the low real quick.
Well, also check out Maria Menounos' show, because she's the owner of the AfterBuzz.
Yes, of course.
But
Becky's amazing.
I like first name this is like Becky.
Like Becky.
Becky Lynch. I mean, she talked about that, and she's like, there's just not enough women to have a tag team championship on separate brands. No. But if you bring enough women to have tag team championships, then we're not going to have enough time to debut everybody. Correct. So maybe there is I don't know. I feel like I want to see co-ed on wrestling. I don't want to see the separate of the two, where it's just men, Raw and SmackDown, then you have a separate women's show.
I'm not saying that would be the case at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying you would have a separate hour show. Like the women would stay doing what they do on Raw and SmackDown, but you would have a separate hour show that could encompass women from all brands, perhaps.
Right.
Although it could get a little murky then, because then you would get a storyline on that show.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want the separation of the two. I want to see, the co-mingling of the men and the women.
Okay, so as a woman, you'd be happy with, obviously the pay-per-view is already going to be a sellout. It's going to be huge,
Right.
and you're saying only 2 hours. I'm thinking a little bit longer. You're saying you'd be happy with, bam, pay-per-view, maybe add tag titles that women of all brands can compete for,
Right.
and that's great. And then we move on. Okay.
And maybe with that too, you can add that to WrestleMania. So then you'll have the tag team, like that person maybe keeps the tag team until WrestleMania, or there's like a storyline up until that, and then you have them, battle again at SummerSlam. So you'll have them battle on the pay-per-views, which are co-branded.
Yeah.
So then those tag team championships can go beyond, between the brands. But yeah, I don't want to see. Speaking like at one point. When I went to Oregon, it was separate. It was separate men and women's teams, and it was just not fun. Not fun, and it just wasn't, the cohesiveness wasn't there. And now you have what about the women who are like Lana, who comes out with Roosters sometimes? Like what? It's just too many things going on. I think I would love to see better writing. Even though we might not see all the women on every show, I'd love to see better storylines for the women now.
I mean, you can't see everyone on every show. That would kind of water things down a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah, so definitely better storylines, like we talked again with Bailey and Sasha, like better storylines for everybody.
You need to make sure that people can deliver. That's the most important thing. You got to give them a shot, though. That's the thing, is you got to give them a shot to sink or swim.
Yeah. And then the thing is, too, they have the opportunity. Like, for instance, Nia impressed. I think Nia improved a lot on her mic skills from
the beginning
in a year. So, I mean, I think there's definitely potential. And I think once these women know that there are other women there to take their place, you're gonna have to step up your game.
Absolutely.
So you might have to go. You're working 4 days. You have how many days off? Those 2 days you might have to spend wherever you are to get acting lessons and do that for 6 months and get your game up. So then you have longevity for another 5, 6, 7 years. You're putting yourself in a better position.
I don't know about you, but Evan, I want to see more real characters again. I think there's always a place for characters in professional wrestling, and I don't mean just someone with a first and a last name who are a little quirky. I'm talking like out there characters. Do you think that'll actually keep happening?
I hope so, because that's what I like about Nikki Cross, though.
Thank you. She's the closest you get. Like,
she
if you
has
look at
something.
Other women across the country in different promotions, some of them are really, really out there, really, really strong characters.
Yes.
You look at Sue Young right
That's
now.
what exactly what I
There's
was
no
thinking.
better presentation in pro wrestling right now than Sue Young and what they're doing with her.
Without question.
I mean,
Like
man.
Allie, the way she does her thing, it's just like
And before her was Rosemary.
that's a
same thing.
That's a character.
Yes.
It's like some emotion in you. You know what I mean? You feel some type of way. Like I hope
But
you're
in
right
order
about
to
that.
do that, you got to take the chance.
Yeah. You have to trust someone and take that lead. Let them be characters. Sports entertainment, right? Let them entertain people.
Yeah. But then you have to think, too, somebody like Naomi, who's been fighting for just Glow. Like her entrance, she was
seriously.
fighting for that for how long? I think on the flip side of that, say if you have this character in mind, and now it takes so long to develop that character, like you might lose the steam, and that idea that you originally had is gonna get watered down by so many hands in the pot. Because I know with some promotions, this is like, all right, cool. Like, this, you good, like you're good. So, I mean, sure, Sue, I'm hoping to get her on the show, but I'm sure Sue Long with her, it's just like one of those things where she's like, I'm going to do this. And like, all right.
You're like, okay.
Let's do it.
Like, we
you
trust
want to
you.
have 12 undead brides?
You're like,
cool.
okay.
All right, let's do it. So,
Right. And they're doing it with not a massive budget. Trust me. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even about like money can't be their excuse. Like you just trust them and let them do their thing.
And they do cool vignettes and cool post production, and they're very capable of capable of doing that. It's just a matter of who they decide to really give a ball to and then let them run with it character-wise.
And then for Impact in particular, not to kind of veer off from WWE, but with Impact in particular, the ladies, they go through the writers, but then Gail Kim actually kind of spearheads that. So they're only going to like 2 people at the most.
So glad Gail's involved. That's good news.
Yeah. So, you know, she's doing all the behind the scenes for the women. So I think with WWE, there's so many levels. Like, you have to get this approved. Then you have to get this approved. Then you have to try out this. Like, I remember when Naomi was trying out her glow thing on a live show, somebody took a picture and she got in trouble for testing it. So it's just kind of like one of those things where
It's a lot of people to answer to, a lot of cooks in the kitchen. But yeah, I mean, Naomi doing the glow idea, that was something different.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's not a wacky character, but she's endearing and she's heartfelt as a human being. And just adding that into it, that was a big thing for her.
yeah. But my point is, look how long it took for her to get just that.
Sure.
So now you're gonna say, hey, why don't I like come out like dressed as Mickey the Mouse with my head slice cut off? Like that's gonna be.
I mean, that's a.
I know it's a little.
I know what you're saying.
We'll have to have a meeting about it.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like you have to talk to all these people. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Maybe they have to separate the women as far as creatively and everything else behind the scenes for the show. So there should be separation as far as that for the show, but it's still gonna be on Raw and SmackDown.
Well, either way, October 28th it is. It's going to be historic, and congratulations to every woman that will be involved. We are incredibly happy, and the evolution continues. Speaking of which, SummerSlam is on the horizon. The main event, Lashley versus Roman Reigns. Lashley, of course, won at Extreme Rules. Whoever wins tonight facing Brock Lesnar, who will be at Raw next week, supposedly. So Roman, first off, great match.
Yeah, man.
And from what I heard, the crowd was actually okay with it.
Oh yeah.
They weren't hijacking.
And Roman was in his bag tonight, man. He was in his bag of tricks.
Roman wins the match.
Wow, yeah.
So let me ask you the obvious question. Is Roman versus Brock the match we're actually going to get at SummerSlam TK?
I want to see Brock and Bobby.
Sure.
Yeah.
How?
He's like, how's that
I
going?
know. I mean, it's WWE. You can make it work. Like I love this match with Roman and Bobby because it's when you have two big guys going after each other, but they take it to another level. Like, okay, we both know they're powerful. You can obviously see the physical ability. Y'all know how I like they just amazing man meat. But it's just one of those things where it's just like it was such a great match where it was believable. And it's like you believe that they just have dislike for each other based off all their storylines. So I mean, I don't care to see Roman and Brock. I just think the combination's not going to be as good.
Well, we saw it at WrestleMania, and I was in attendance. That audience would not have. First off, I didn't like it. It was very disrespectful. But they did not care.
It was dead. It was dead, bro. It was dead. Like it's one of those things. It won't be that. WWE will not do that. It's gonna be triple threat. There's gonna be something.
And we have a couple weeks left.
About three. Like a whole lot of bells and whistles to be added to that. They would not dare have that be a one-on-one match.
Do you think even a triple threat match between the three, if it main events for SummerSlam, is that even gonna keep their attention? Because don't forget, it's SummerSlam. It's gonna be over 4 hours again. It gives an extra hour for people to get drunk and stupid.
Yeah, it's true. But there's also that element, like Braun element, floating over, so it still can give them that.
Or does it?
You know how I feel about this. I told you, Brock leads with the title. He ain't losing it till WrestleMania. It's just like, it ain't happening. He has to lose it there. He ain't losing it till April.
I mean, we still haven't gotten a confirmed UFC
Why do you
fight.
Why do you think he's not going to lose at SummerSlam?
Because the whole UFC thing starts setting up with him having both belts at the same time.
So you think WWE and UFC are in?
They would love that.
Partnership?
They
Oh,
would
without question.
they
Well,
would
yeah,
love
ESPN.
that.
Yeah.
But the thing about UFC is like you have to actually win. You know what I mean? Like, but they're like, oh my god, the potential.
I can tell you one person who's rooting for Cormier in that fight. Cormier. And compared to WWE and UFC, they would love to see Lesnar holding both belts.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that photo op alone.
Do you think Cormier would be like susceptible to like a little under the table money?
Never.
Like this is going to happen?
No.
Now I got too much integrity.
Yeah.
He's one of them
And
guys.
he doesn't need the money.
Nah.
He's going to make plenty on his own.
He one of them smart brothers, man. He don't even need to do UFC. He make money doing anything.
Yeah, he's really young.
Yeah, smart dude.
So, yeah, right now we have Roman versus Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And we're going to see Brock next week. So you're saying no way in hell that's going to be the match?
I don't think it's gonna happen. Well, I mean, I think we've all been through it. WWE, not in every storyline, but we've been all privy to where we thought something was gonna happen, and then something else happens. So I just don't think this is going to. It's just too final for so many weeks in between the two.
Right. We have SummerSlam is on the 19th. So that means we still have, 3 more Raws prior to SummerSlam.
So there's still so much time in between that things can happen.
How can a trip... Okay, I think, yeah. Lashley can come out and say, well, yeah, so he's beaten me once, I've beaten him once.
Yeah.
Just like that. Here, okay, Kurt. Okay, then this is how we're selling.
Yeah.
Triple threat, like just like that.
Yeah.
Just make the damn match.
Kurt loves being manipulated.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, we have 3 weeks I don't see that happening.
Safe to say that match still headlines SummerSlam.
No question.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Brock's box office, man, regardless, because the heat alone is going to get people to want to see
Well,
it.
I don't think in Brock's contract it says anything else but box office. Like
He
he cannot not be main event. It's like,
true.
all right, I'm not main event. All right, well, you guys won't see me.
Straight up.
Like everything that the myth is true. And if I were that Brock character person, real life, like I'm not leaving my house unless I'm main
Straight
eventing.
up.
Like you want me to what?
Do
No.
it? Nah, bro.
I have the belt. Do you know who I am?
That's
like,
real talk.
Yeah, not leaving my house for anything but.
Well, the one person that up until tonight was looming over that title match would be Braun Strowman because he has the Money in the Bank briefcase. Well, tonight Kevin Owens once again was so good
Always,
on the
bro.
microphone.
Fire, bro.
And remember how I said I want the monster to be brought out of Kevin Owens? We're starting to see that tonight.
Called it, man. I just like that the stipulation out of it. I don't know how that's gonna go. They're not gonna shock the world, are they? Yo, Tony. See, this time I was mentally preparing for it, and I still wasn't ready.
I was.
I was waiting. I just didn't know when he was gonna push the button. Savage.
All right. Now I have heartburn.
Got him.
So, yes.
Little wetness.
A little wetness from Jonny.
Yeah. While we're talking about Roman's hair, no. So
Which is always wet.
It is. It's incredible. It's a lot of soul glow in there.
He said so glow. Oh my goodness.
Very.
Okay.
Let it shine.
Oh my god.
So, yes, Stephanie makes the match with Kurt Angle just standing there looking at her. It's going to be Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman for the Money in the Bank briefcase at SummerSlam. Am I correct on that?
I think it was
implied.
Which
I'm sure Joseph.
That's too big for it not to be SummerSlam.
Confirm or deny.
Yo, both know.
Yeah, both of them know.
So you got to believe that's going to be very early on in the pay-per-view.
Without question. Might be the first match right out the gate.
It very well may be. So,
Would they dare? Man, wouldn't that shock the world though if he takes that briefcase from Braun Strowman? Like this whole build up, all the running around, all the hiding was leading to this moment.
What's Sammy out for?
oh, 2 shoulder surgery.
Yeah, his shoulders are
okay.
jacked.
One
up.
after the other, he's gone. To
Yeah, because he
Okay.
has to heal one at a time. That whole.
I
little
see
chestnut.
somebody. Like I don't see him beating. If that does happen and he does get the briefcase, I don't see him doing it on his own. Like I feel like he's going to partner up with somebody. Either somebody that's coming up from NXT or somebody that's gonna just somebody is going to be his advocate where it's almost taking the place of Sammy.
Or it could be the fact that Kevin Owens is actually evil enough to hurt Braun Strowman finally.
I hope you recall because you're calling that. I hope so. Because Kevin, man, he's a man boy, so he's something special, man.
Yeah.
He really
It's
is.
weird.
man.
Braun went through this massive ladder match just to have it, almost kind of taken away.
good.
And which, I understand if people are upset about that. It's like, well, what's the point of winning the ladder match if you could just have someone? Because it's not like Braun. Now, Kevin Owens won the cage match, so technically, I guess that's why he can make a claim for it.
Right.
But they can never, they don't ever do that. That's cool, man. You know what I mean? They haven't done that kind of stuff in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that'd be cool because Braun always has he can always win a title. You know what I mean? That's always there. Like, does he really need a briefcase?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, I think if they shocked the world with that, it wouldn't be the end of the world now.
Now, I love the fact they made this stipulation because now we're all wondering, we're all talking about it. It could just be that Braun.
Beats the brakes off him, yeah, and it's over.
It's like Kevin Owens does the thing that he's been doing, the mic skills leading up. Maybe he even brings his family there.
Yeah, he might do that.
Oh, boy.
He
Yeah,
might do that.
brings the family there. You have the pan to the kids, they're screaming for daddy.
Yeah.
He comes down, and Braun's like, "F that, you're out."
And just murders the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. Like, see,
And that would be kind of awesome because it's just like I don't have time. I don't care. Emotions
Yeah.
is not
Nope.
my MO right there.
It's almost like when I look at it like when a wild card team, like the 6th seed makes the NFL playoffs, and they end up having to face the 1 seed, and they're like a 14-point underdog. You're
Yeah.
like, well, I'm gonna watch and see if they survive the first half,
Right.
and then we'll go from there. And every now and then, it's happened. Wild card teams have made the Super Bowl. That's kind of the way this match is. It's like Kevin Owens clearly no shot against Braun Strowman, but that's why they play the game.
Yeah, and then you can also do these vignettes where it's almost like that Rocky vignette that where he starts like doing different types of training. You have him, maybe doing CrossFit with Seth Rollins. Like you might have him doing all this stuff where it's like he's trying to take his game to another level because he realizes that
he's eating meat while punching meat.
Exactly. Yeah. So he realizes that this is not going to be the same feat, even though he did beat him in the cage match. So. I don't know. We'll see. I don't see
we're talking about it. That's what's so cool, though. We're talking about what could happen.
Do you think that whoever wins that match will cash in on the same night?
God, I hope so.
Because if the main event is the way it is, it could just be, you know what?
What if it is just straight up like Roman and Brock?
It just Brock wins, keeps the title?
Listen, WWE, I dare y'all to do that match again. It's the worst.
It's the same. Right now, it is the same exact main event from WrestleMania.
They would not dare. I've been watching too long. They wouldn't dare.
I'm hoping they're leaving something for, what's the pay-per-view that's coming in November in LA?
Survivor
Series?
Sure.
I'm hoping they're leaving something for that.
Yeah, because I live here. Can I get something? Can I get something juicy? TK, can you get me tickets?
Well,
we good.
Johnny, can you get me tickets?
We can give it a shot.
All right, oh good. You can put me up in the nosebleeds, man.
Okay.
Oh, no, we're not going to be in the nosebleeds.
Put me on the floor then, you know what I mean? Put me in the ring.
What kind of match are you looking for? Do you want, if you had a choice, it's Roman, it's Brock, who would you rather see keep the title then at SummerSlam? If that is indeed the match.
Well, yeah, I want Brock to keep the title. If it's just Roman and Brock, I want Brock to keep the title.
Mm-hmm. That's fair to say.
As would I, because it is really fun to watch people get pissed off.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
It's almost like that Mayweather effect, where it's just
true.
Where it's kind of like, okay,
but you will watch.
You will watch, and he did it. He executed it perfectly, even though apparently he can't read, which is a whole other thing. Just watch TMZ.
Which is really weird.
Yeah.
Wait, who can't read?
Like Floyd is actually. I thought that was like a joke, but there's actually some validity to that.
Yeah.
Not even gonna.
Yeah, just watch TV.
I have nothing good to say.
It's like if he wouldn't be able to read validity.
Yeah.
That's
but
real talk.
Yeah. And that 50 Cent. Anyways, so I'm just saying with Floyd, it's one of those things where no matter what, you had people who wanted him to win, you people didn't want him to win, but everybody knew that there was a very high possibility that you're going to be watching 10 rounds of nothing, but you're still going to win. You're still going to watch.
Just in case.
And I think that's the same thing with Brock. I think people think that, I think the majority of people think he's going to keep the belt until at least WrestleMania. And you're still going to want to watch, but I think you're going to want to watch somebody else other than Roman Reigns.
That's the thing. If I have a choice between making fans wait for what they want to see or making it happen just to appease them, I say wait all day. Mm-hmm. Piss them off, annoy them, because some of the greatest moments have been from making people wait.
Yeah.
Look at Daniel Bryan's historic run up to WrestleMania 30.
Even the streak ending. Everyone kept, 18-1, 19-1, and then when he did lose it, shocked the world. WrestleMania 30, I was in the building, and it was dead silent.
Now, who knows? Maybe Brock will keep the title, and he'll start showing up before WrestleMania.
Highly doubt that part.
Oh, be still my beating heart. Don't do me any favors, Brock. don't.
Highly doubt that. If he didn't have to do that before, then why are you going to do that? It's just like telling a kid, letting the kid get away with all types of stuff, and then all of a sudden you're telling the kid,
you
don't touch the
cannot
pot.
have ice cream at 5 o'clock.
It's like, but I've been having ice cream for the last 6 months, though.
And you ain't said nothing.
Yeah.
But today.
Yeah.
Why? Because I said so.
And you know what? I'm going to eat that ice cream because because I'm the boss.
Zeno Hour says Brock wins, Braun cashes in the end. Yeah, maybe.
I'm not mad at that.
It could be that simple.
What if Kevin Owens cashes in, brother?
Yeah, it could be Kevin Owens cashing. I mean, that's what makes it so intriguing, because why else would they make the match if it wasn't going to happen?
Yeah.
But that's what they want us to think.
Yeah. I do want to see Braun with a belt, though.
Yeah.
Soon.
Agreed.
Sooner than later.
Long overdue.
Well, we already kind of dabbled into this briefly. Bayley and Sasha. Should we even try to pretend to know what's going on at this point?
No.
Now, we've been for not years, but for a while now,
Feels like years.
fans have been going back and forth. Oh, this one's going to turn on this one and vice versa. And it already kind of happened. The next week, Bayley was like, sorry. Then there was anger management. And then Sasha, I love you. And now they win a tag match tonight against two competitors that no one knew who they were. And then they hug it out. Is there a path? Is there an end game?
The only thing that could happen is like one turning on the other before SummerSlam, right before SummerSlam, the week of SummerSlam, maybe. I don't know.
To do what? To go against each other again? I don't want to see
I
another.
don't know. I'm trying.
I don't want to see another Sasha and Bailey match together or apart.
They have to be going that route though, because they've been putting them on week after week.
Well, if that's the case, then one of them, like we had mentioned previously, Allie had a really great, even though it was like a momentary thing, she had a really great, she embodied a true heel. She channeled Rosemary in like, that was it. If that's the case, then I want to see Bailey do change the attire.
Well,
change
she
up
did that for one night.
For a night. And I was like,
and it was great.
And that was the moment we were even talking about. Like, this is the moment. Okay, we're gonna see the heel turn.
She's bigger and stronger than Sasha Banks. She could do that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you're gonna do it, then do it all the way.
Oh, agreed.
Take off the side ponytail.
Yeah, the whole
change everything up. And I think, in all honesty, she needs to. It's been 2 years that she's been doing the Bailey character.
You want to count NXT way longer.
So that's the thing. Because the Usos said that before. They were doing their character for almost 8 years.
Yeah.
And they had to decide to switch it up. And then that switched up to Uso Penitentiary.
They had one of the best runs
and
ever.
that changed. Now everybody's like remembering who they are.
Now they're better than ever.
Yeah. So
seriously.
I think she just needs to, if they're going to do that, then she needs to do a complete heel and then start massacring people in the locker room. Forget about Sasha. Like, take her down first. And, Sasha will have to turn babyface or whatever. And maybe Sasha will need to sit down, go on vacation for a little bit, and then come back. Because there's enough women on the roster to do that. And then just start tearing down the locker room
Why
again
not?
until she gets to the top. Or at least the opportunity gets to the top. Because Bailey as a heel and who's the champion now?
Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. As them going up against each other with Bailey being as a heel, I would want to see that.
Okay. Now, going off of what we saw tonight, I would expect Sasha to be the one to beat the holy hell out of Bailey, especially after professing her love and then wearing a Bailey jacket and like getting all mushy and getting all huggy and
in the part that where you thought was much more
almost kissy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pillow talk.
So in other words, the three of us have no idea what's happening.
We really don't. That's what we came down to.
But that's the same thing with Sasha. It's like she kind of almost a heel, but not really. Like, I feel like if you're gonna do that, you almost want to play it like how Nia and Alexa Bliss did, where they were supposed friends, and then it just turns out that Alexa just didn't like her because of X, Y, and Z. Even though I didn't necessarily like how that went about as far as the whole weight thing, but I feel like Alexa is a really great heel, and Sasha needs to either be a great heel. It's like, nah, like I like you as a friend.
If you remember her NXT days, whoa.
Fire.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember, I forget which takeover it was, or which, I know it was a title match. It was Sasha and Bailey, and at one point, it was shortly after Bailey got back from a wrist injury, I believe, and Bailey still had a brace on. At one point, Sasha had her in some kind of submission hold outside of the ring, and she purposely got the brace off and started stomping on the like, that's the kind of stuff that most people won't do.
Fire, man.
Real good.
And that's the thing that it's like she's kind of sort of, and again, that's where the storyline and the writing for women comes in, because we really don't know what Sasha is up to other than this weird relationship, and it doesn't seem like they have any other allies in the locker room. So it's like either one of them needs to turn like serious heel, not just kind of this purgatory friendship type thing.
Yeah. Well, none of us really know.
No.
But I do believe they're going to be doing something at SummerSlam, the two of these.
Yes, hopefully it's just not soft porn.
We do have another. Well, it is only on the network. Intercontinental title, that's official. It's going to be Rollins and Ziggler one more time at SummerSlam. Doesn't have a stipulation yet, but Rollins said he went to Stephanie and got the answer he wanted. So boom. Great tag match tonight, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Knocked it out of the park. Oh, wait. A tag team match.
Yeah.
Oh, he's eating ramen.
He's in the bathroom. There we go.
That Teddy Long right there. With that Teddy Long. Hall of Famer, Teddy Long.
Love me some Teddy Long. So yes, fantastic match between Drew McIntyre, Ziggler, and Rollins and Finn Balor. But yeah, that's going to be... Now the question is, after doing a 30-minute Iron Man match, what do you follow that up with?
Yeah, that's the thing. Just a regular, I don't know, good old-fashioned slobber knocker, brother.
Well, I have a question.
Yep.
You think the Hulkster is gonna debut at SummerSlam? Since he's been reinstated.
There's a theory that I will credit my friend Jay Washington with.
It's a hell of a theory too.
It's a hell of a theory, and I have seen this on the internet, but he came up with this idea before I had seen it on the internet. If Hulk Hogan is indeed going to make a comeback to television, his theory is that at SummerSlam, there will be a triple threat match. Lesnar, Reigns, Lashley. Lashley wins. Hulk Hogan raising Lashley's hand.
So would he be like a guest referee or something?
Yes.
That's a hell of.
That's his theory.
I mean,
and I thought, wow, that was pretty good.
It is a pretty good theory, but then I'd feel like it's irritating to me because then you're just bringing back the fact that he said all this stuff and like, you know.
Oh, I don't disagree with you.
Right. It's just like one of those things where it's like, are you doing this? It's just like one of those people who say, oh, I'm not a racist, but I have like 2 black friends. Like the fact that you can count that you have 2 black friends is just kind of weird.
Yeah, that's already a red flag.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But the thing, it's like the philosophy. Do you meet this thing head on, or you act like it never happened? You know, what I mean, that's there's 2 approaches.
We all know it happened.
And this is just the theory. This is what Jay's thinking was. I thought it was brilliant.
It is brilliant.
Want to throw it out there.
We all know it happened, and I know a lot of black folks who is like, whatever, because it's one of those things.
They ain't my kind of black folks.
Well, not whatever, like, you shouldn't have said that, but whatever, like, when you think of WWE, you cannot not think of Hulk Hogan.
He's one of the 4 pillars of wrestling.
So
not just
it's
WWE.
one of those things where it's just like, he might still be.
However, you can't just say that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can't say that stuff, but I still would want to see him in WWE.
Right.
But I want to see him in that situation.
And we don't know how remorseful he truly
that.
is. I'm not. It's not for me to say, but is he going to make a return to television? I would think so. Otherwise, why else would they reinstate him?
Yeah,
Now,
at this particular time.
Right. Now, will it be at a massive moment like that? I don't think it should be, but anything's possible.
I think it should be.
Bold.
Okay.
Not in that moment, but I think he should make an appearance at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
The reason being is that they're using so you have, it's all about press and media, right? So you're using Brock Lesnar because obviously that's going to be an ESPN headline. You're using Ronda Rousey, that's going to be an ESPN headline. Then you add Hulk Hogan to it. That's you're going to be getting coverage for at least a week.
100%
and that's essentially what WWE has been doing for the other pay-per-views. So you definitely want to see Hulk Hogan make an appearance somewhere, just not doing that.
I agree.
But it depends on who's in the writing room. So hopefully there's somebody that is not, a colonizer in the writing room, and we'll be good to go.
Anything is possible. And last but not least, Elias has released unquote album, which I have issues with because 4 songs and 14 minutes and 30 seconds is not an album. If you go to the Grammy category, in order to qualify for a Grammy, your album has to be more than 25 minutes. Yes, I'm looking at you, Pusha T and Kanye West. Yes, your album was great. It was only 7 songs and 21 minutes long. That's not an album, sir. You cannot call it... Pusha T called it...
Pusha T, Kid Cudi, Tiana Taylor.
Pusha T's tweet was, my album is the album of the year. No, it's not. It's 21 minutes.
That's an EP.
Yeah, it's a mixtape. Whatever.
You better watch out. Pusha T might come for you and your family.
I'm just saying.
I real talk, because I don't want that kind of problems. Yo, Pusha, what's really good?
I understand why Elias only has 4 songs. He's got a full-time gig. I get that. But it's just, when did artists think it was cool to put out these tiny little baby albums?
Lazy, man. Listen.
Well, according to Kanye, he said, look, he said, according to Kanye, he said, look, there's a lot of long format albums, and it hasn't been a recent, but there are a lot of people who came out long format albums where some of the songs, like the B cut, you never really listen to. And then, of course, Drake comes out with the whole A and B cut 21 tracks.
That's a long album, right?
Oh, it's a really long album, but it's Drake. I mean, obviously.
Sure. Well, if you want to get an album that is
4 songs,
70 minutes, you can pick up Johnny LaQuasso's comedy album.
I didn't even know you had one of those.
Damn right.
Game of Thrones got an album.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they got a whole nice album.
Not interested.
You got to listen. I've been trying to hard sell you on Game of Thrones. Listen, I even went out my way and got you a pop from Game of Thrones to bring up.
You had this all set up. You were ready.
I said it. I had it queued up. That's for you, man. That's to give you a taste.
I don't want a Game of Thrones Tyrion Lannister.
I put it on live AfterBuzz, so you can't just deny the gift in front of all these people.
And you know what you do?
It's Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
And you know what you need to do? Everywhere that you travel, you and Tyrion need to be on the plane.
Yeah.
At all the countries.
He even got a
You could have at least got me a wound.
You need to take a picture of you and Tyrion on the plane traveling. I mean, this is a thing now.
But then people are going to think I watched the show. And
Absolutely.
I'm going to be way too many conversations I don't want to be in.
That's what this has been
but
about.
I mean, that album that you have, now you can just tie in the album to it.
That's it. This. I was trying to listen. I'm trying to put this over, brother.
He's trying to put you and that over.
I ain't even got a comedy album, though.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, let's chit chat about that.
Anyways, an album has to be 25 minutes long, but I do want to listen to, and to Elias's credit, the album's only $3. $2.99.
I'm buying that as soon as we get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, you can send me a copy. I ain't buying that.
I ain't buying that. $3?
Nah.
TK, $3.
No. I'll listen to your copy. I ain't buying that.
What if we each chip in $1 and we buy it together?
Negative.
Come on.
Y'all could do $1.50
Oh, that's
each,
savage.
and I'll
She
listen
won't
to
pay
it.
$1.
I ain't paying
Well,
for
then
that.
we're going to rock out to Elias together, and you're going to be missing out.
Darn.
It will be done really quickly. It's like 4
I'll listen
minutes
to
long.
my Drake album, all 21 songs, because
Real
he's a
talk.
Canadian.
You're going to
and
miss out on
Canadians are the
14
best.
minutes and 30 seconds of joy.
Ain't even a sitcom long. You got to be at least a sitcom.
Exactly.
Wait, are we talking about albums now? Still?
Yeah.
Albums, not EP. You can't call it an album.
I wasn't even talking about that either, but okay.
Oh, damn. Like 2 dudes here that just got what you're talking about.
Just got it.
I just got
So
the,
late.
I just got the
So late.
reference.
I still didn't get it.
So, really?
No, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
Like, really?
I just my brain was
Aren't
like,
you the comedian?
my brain was like, Evan, she's talking about this. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm with her now.
You two have made this show so fun again. I gotta tell you, I haven't had this much joy doing this show in a long time. But unfortunately, we are all out of time. TK, put yourself over.
So, my name is TK Trinidad, if you guys don't know by now. Also, you can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. Somebody has been tagging me on like pictures of hot dudes, wrestler dudes, putting them together.
Weird.
I lost. I don't mind.
Weird.
I don't mind at all.
Oh, okay.
I
She's
just
good.
kind of lost the stuff. So if you are doing that, just keep doing that. I appreciate it. You know, that's about it.
Okay, Evan T. Man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Bosa, you know, Diamond Banks, Dan, Ghost, Johan Pena, listen. And a partridge in a pear tree. Y'all are dope, man. Ghost.
Marie Antoinette.
Yes. I forgot y'all. Zeno Hour, what's up? Evan T. Mac at Twitter, Instagram. I'll at your boy.
And Tyrion Lannister. Find him at man with a beard and a mug. It's not a mug. It's a one of those
It's a
things.
goblet.
That's a goblet.
You see it? I got you him with a goblet.
Oh my God, you got me one of those special limited
Yeah, I
edition
did.
goblet holding Lannisters.
Just saying. Now you can put it beside you when you go to bed.
Put yourself over, brother.
Good
Yeah.
God. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood television taping this Sunday, July 29th. Also, some amazing stuff coming up. We had David Arquette. I don't know when that's going to air, but be on the lookout. All over social media. Some good stuff happening there. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. August 24th, blackcraftwrestling.com.
Yeah.
Their first ever iPay-per-view. The card is
Bobby.
insane.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Huh? Who? Oh, yeah, that Bobby. Yes, of course.
Bobby.
He's the man.
He's the man.
I'm honored to be doing lead commentary for it. I cannot wait. I'll
Awesome,
be in
bro.
Pittsburgh. You can order it, blackcraftwrestling.com. Only $10. Watch it anywhere throughout the world. And other than that, I forget what shows I have coming up. So you know what? Go to Quastoalbum.com, get yourself an album, go to jlocomedy.com, and I'll post about shows and whatnot. But guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We love you. See you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.